Hello team and welcome back to the channel. So before starting the video, all of you might know that YouTube I am doing as a part-time because I like teaching DevOps and its tools and technology. I have a full-time job where I work as a DevOps engineer in an MNC company and I really love to make videos. Okay, so if you think that my content is good and it benefits you, helps you in learning a lot of things, then make sure to subscribe because it actually motivates me to keep uploading videos. And you know that at this point I upload videos on daily basis. Okay, so if you think like my content is useful and very interesting to you, then do subscribe. Okay, so now coming to today's topic. So today I posted 13 hours ago a post in community that if you want, I was thinking to make a video on creating DevOps resume, probably the best DevOps resume that you could create and get out with that to like interviews and all. Okay, so like 73 votes we received, out of which every single vote went to yes. So I thought it's like today only I should make that video so that it could benefit you. Okay, so what I want to show you, like this is my resume. If you can see, this is like 2 pages resume. This is for like 3 years experience person, you can say. Okay, so this I'm going to explain every section, what we are having and how we can create such resume which like basically attracts interviewers, okay, and helps you attain lot of like calls and all. Also, like in this section, in this like video, I will talk about what are the day-to-day daily tasks that you could mention in your resume, as well as like what kind of project you should mention. Okay, so everything related to that DevOps resume that you should mention in your CV or resume, we will be talking about. Also, we will be creating that resume. Okay, so make sure to watch this video till end so that you can understand everything in proper way and you can create your own resume, probably the best version of it. Okay, so first of all, let's discuss about this section that we are going to cover today. Okay, so see, a resume basically is having, these are the 6 or 7 sections that a resume should definitely contain. Okay, and actually these I have written based on my own resume because I have put all these things in my resume, which I will show you in a bit. Okay, so first of all, like we will be having details. Details is basically like our name, then how much experience we are having, then our email and contact number. Okay, then in professional summary, a short version but very precise thing you should write, what you bring to the company, like what skills you will be bringing. Okay, in what way you will be contributing, but in a short way you need to write that. I will show that every section I will show one by one. Okay, in technical skills, see, the main part is technical skills. Okay, so let me show you one thing. So actually a few days ago I took one interview of a person who was also 3 years experience. Okay, so let's say someone asks you ki, how would you define or like mention technical skills in your resume. You only see this and tell me which one is better looking, a left side or the right side. Obviously a normal person will always go with this left side one. Okay, because in left side everything is categorized, which tool you are using, which tool, which category of tool you know. Okay, so that is the way that you can mention. Okay, everything I will explain and show you. Okay, but let me just complete discussion on this thing. Okay, so technical skills, we will be actually also, like when we are mentioning technical skills, we need to make sure that we mention only those with which we have worked on. Okay, because there is really no point in mentioning a skill that we have not worked on, because it will eventually cost us our job. Okay, next we have work experience. Okay, so in work experience we need to write a summarized version of what are the things or what are the day-to-day tasks that we do in our company or project, or the current company or project. Okay, so it won't be like not in detail way, but in a very short version of that we will mention like summary of what we do. Okay, then we have projects. So if you are like working in multiple projects, all the projects you can separately mention, but what I suggest is that every project detail you should be mentioning in a tabular format. Okay, because it makes it look very pretty as well as like very attractive, so that it is very easier for the interviewer to ask questions referring to their projects. Okay, then we have two of the most important things. First one is certification and awards. So basically certification and awards, it helps in getting a plus point. Okay, because if you are simply mentioning skills and work experience, obviously interviewer will see that okay, everyone else is coming, they are also doing work and they are also having certain skills, but they get to know from certification and awards that you like to put more effort and you contribute more in your project, so they will obviously like prefer you having in their company. Okay, so definitely make certificate make a section for certification and awards. Then we have education. So education, you can mention 10th, 12th and your graduate degree, or if postgraduate, that also you can mention. Okay, okay, now let's start with the first section. Okay, so also one more thing I want to tell, that even if you are experienced or fresher, for fresher you should at least complete one fundamental cloud. For Azure fundamental is there, and for AWS I think cloud practitioner is there. So if you are still in college, you can like do one of these are very easy, and they will definitely add a plus point if you are going as a fresher for interviews. Okay, so not in my resume you might have seen like putting badges up like this, but actually I learned it from my senior who was in my last company. So see, whatever like certifications you do, you can put it in this format. If you are having more than that, you can like decrease their size and put it in like other format. Okay, so for me, like I have completed these three certification: Azure Fundamental, which is AZ 900, then Azure Administrator Associate, which is AZ 104. Then I have completed Microsoft Certified DevOps Engineer Expert, okay, which is AZ 400. Okay, so you can see like first line only, after seeing the interview they can see that okay, this guy is Microsoft certified for Azure tools. Okay, so this is good. So as I mentioned, first section will be the details. So here you can see I have mentioned my name, then total experience, then relevant experience. Okay, then here you can mention your email, and you can see for in my case the mail is basically a clickable link which will take you to the email. If I click on it, it will open the email, and from there like interviewer or anywhere can directly send mail. Okay, then we have phone number. Okay, coming to professional summary. So if you read it, let me increase this size if you can read it. So in professional summary I have written an accomplished and result oriented professional with 3+ years of experience in IT industry as DevOps engineer with hands-on experience supporting automating. See, these kind of things I have basically from here to here I have clearly mentioned in summarized way what are the things that what are the skills and things that I will bring to the company and like I will contribute. Okay, so this is like very in a proper way and a good English it is written. So it is it is very like attractive thing. Okay, it is very tempting kind of thing which will definitely going to help you land a job. Okay, then we have this section. You are seeing 3+ experience. See, whatever experience you are having, if you are having exact 2 or 3, always mention in this plus format. It makes it a little bit better. Okay, so this section is complete. Like first is details, then make sure if you are having certifications, and trust me, you need to have certifications. They affect a lot. They basically like all the people who are applying, if you are having certification, you will be preferred candidate. Okay, then in professional summary this much you can write. Then we have the skill sets. Okay, so these are actually my skills, original skills that I have as of now. Okay, so you can see technical skills in capital letters, then DevSecOps. Earlier actually when I was giving interviews I just wrote DevOps, but now at this point, since I have learned several security ways to secure your pipeline as well as your deployment CI/CD, so I prefer to like keep it as DevSecOps. Okay, then you can see see the main point that I am showing you this because like this is like everything is categorized. So if you give this resume to the interviewer, it is very easier for them to understand like which questions can I ask. Okay, as I showed you, like see, either you can mention your technical skills in this format, but it is not a good way. So you can see for CI/CD tool I have mentioned these things, and also like whatever tools you are mentioning here, make sure that you have literally worked with them in reality, because when an interviewer asks you a question, they will simply like see the tools, technology you have worked, and whichever they want they can ask you. If you have simply mentioned and you have not worked with it, it is of no use really. Okay, so you can see build tool, Maven and Node.js mostly I have worked with. Container management, then AKS. Okay, then OpenShift, similar to Kubernetes, but it is a paid version. It comes from Red Hat. Okay, and Kubernetes. So these are the things I have worked with. Then for source code management, don't write GitHub or GitLab here because they are different thing. Git is the technology or source code management tool. Okay. Then we have IAC tool, infrastructure as code tools. So for me, I have like hands-on experience on Ansible and Terraform, more experience on Ansible, less experience on Terraform. But if you think like why I have still written Terraform, because if someone, see, first question I used to ask in interviews, if I'm taking someone's interview. So first question, if I want to ask about a tool, I will simply ask, what exactly did you do with this tool? Okay, what work did you do? So when someone used to ask me about Terraform, I simply say I used to provision resources like VMs and security groups or like networks. Okay, so in this format, like you can mention. Okay, then we have containerization tool, which is Docker. I have already created a full course on Docker, which you can watch. Okay, then we have ticketing tool. So you know, in most companies, like to track the project or something, we have Jira. Okay, so Jira I have mentioned, but it is usually nobody is going to ask anything about Jira, but still I mentioned because just to make it look good. Okay, then we have artifact management tool. So I actually worked with Nexus 3 and Azure Artifact for storing and like maintaining the different versions of Artifact. Then we have knowledge management tool, which is Confluence. I think this is also from Atlassian. But again the thing is that this nobody is going to ask you about this, but still I mentioned because it just add one another one skill to my set. Okay, then we have security scanning tools. So if you are watching my CI/CD pipeline, you might have seen so many tools which I usually use is Sonarqube, OWASP, Dependency Check, and Trivy. There is another tool available, Anchor, which I have worked with, so I have mentioned. Okay, this is also like used for scanning Docker images. Okay, then we have code quality check tool. So Sonarqube, you have already seen, I have used it in all of my pipelines. Then in operating system, basically I just wrote Windows and Linux, but if you want, you can mention specific versions of Windows like 2019 or anything else. But for me, like I just went with Windows and Linux. Like interview can understand, okay, this guy knows this much. Okay, for cloud platform, as of now, like my primary cloud platform which I have worked most with is Azure Cloud. As of now, like I'm also working with AWS, but I do not have that much experience in AWS that I can put it here. Okay, so three sections, these are the ones like details. Make sure you have badges here, whatever certification you are completing. Then professional summary, a very precise way and summarized version of what you contribute, what skills you will bring to the company. Then technical skills, make sure that you are putting it in a table to make it look good. Okay, also in a categorized way. Okay, now coming to the next section. So next we have the, where is it? Yeah, so next we have work experience. Okay, so basically in work experience, this is the format in which you should write work experience in capitals, then company name, then designation which you were in your like previous company. Okay, then the time period or till like from when to when did you work in that company. So since I was working in July 19 to current time. Okay, so I just put. Now here if you see lot of points I have actually written. If you want, you can write this many points, but my suggestions would be do not write this many points. Okay, the reason that I wrote this many points because I was actually like working in multiple projects, so a different kind of things I was doing in those projects. Okay, so you can see like very in short way or whatever way I could write in, so that interviewer can understand I have written deployment to AKS, then Azure infrastructure management, these things. Okay, maybe you can take a screenshot. Okay, then coming to next section, which is projects. So I was working in two projects. So see here also you should put in a tabular form because it makes it look really tempting. Okay, so columns and rows will be project 1, then project name, organization, your company name, then tools and technology used. Okay, so these were the tools I was using in one of my project. Okay, and this was my role. Then in responsibilities, again, like you need to write precise way what exactly you used to do. These were my day-to-day task. Okay, basically. So if you want, you can take a screenshot and like try to understand what exactly are these. Okay, then we have, since as I mentioned I was working in two projects, so project 2 was this one. Okay, here again project 2 name, company name, tools, technology use. Second was like Azure DevOps I was working in, and role is DevOps engineer. Then responsibilities, see I have first point that I have written is CI/CD pipeline, because when you say that you are a DevOps engineer, every interviewer first thing that comes into their mind is CI/CD pipeline, and as soon as they see this first line, they will ask me, okay, tell me what pipeline you have created, what are the stages, like that. Okay, this also you can take a screenshot of. Okay, then we have certification or award. So as I mentioned, like on upside, I have added 3 badges on my resume, and those that information like here mentioned. Okay, also I have specifically added awards. Okay, this refers to basically they point you out in interview that, okay, this guy has contributed more, that's why he got award or something. Okay, so always like whatever award you are getting, be it a small one, be it a big one, make sure to add it. Okay, then we have education. So again, in education I just added 3 things: 10th, 12th, and my graduation. Okay, so BTech I did in these times, I completed my things. Okay, okay, so I hope you understand. Okay, now let me show you original thing. Yeah, so this is the PDF format which I have saved now. Okay, so you can see same thing, like it's here, badges here, details about your like name, then total experience, then email, then phone number, professional summary. See, for professional summary you can actually search on Google and try to find out a better version of it, like a very precise way, summarized precise way. Okay, then we have technical skills, work experience. I have written actually a lot of that, but if you are just 2 or 3 years experience, don't write this much, till this much is would be fine. Okay, see, even I have written basic knowledge of Java, because actually now, as I mentioned, whatever you are mention the only things you have with which you have actually worked. Okay, don't mention anything which you have not worked, but still adding it in your resume, it is going to be very harmful at the end of the day. Okay, then we have project. So as I mentioned, clearly mention which tools you have used, because they are going to ask, and whatever you have mentioned here, they are going to ask like what did you do. Okay, then similar thing, since like in projects, whatever, however, how many number of projects you have worked with, make sure to mention here in a tabular form. Then certifications and awards. So as I mentioned, they play a very crucial role in interviews, because in most of the interviews as of now, companies, they mention clearly if you have completed this certification, you would be a preferred candidate. Okay, in reality I have seen that. Awards also, as I mentioned, they point you out that you contribute more to your project or company. Then education. Okay, so you can see just 2 pages I have mentioned. It was going in 3 pages, but I somehow I just limited the spaces, and I put it in 2 pages only. In case you are a fresher one, okay, in case you are fresher, just mention everything in 1 page. Okay, instead of these many tools, you can mention only the tools that you have actually used. Okay, but obviously it should be less number, because if you are mentioning so much, interviewer will ask how come did you work with this many tools. Okay, and in work experience you don't need to mention anything. In case of fresher, you can just mention project, whatever project you have created in your graduation or something. Okay, it doesn't matter if 1 or 2 project you are adding, you can add multiple project. Okay, then as I mentioned, fresher should always complete at least 1 cloud certification, because at this point from last 2 years or so, I think companies are making sure that DevOps engineer, even normal software developers, they have to complete the fundamentals of any cloud, be it AWS, be it Azure, but fundamentals exam should be completed. Okay, so if you are still in college, then maybe you can work try to qualify this. This is not so hard. This is actually easy, but if you have study enough, you will qualify easily. Okay, but for experienced, obviously, at least if you are working in DevOps field, at least these three certifications are required. For me, since my primary cloud platform is Azure, so I was I have completed these 3. Okay, I am going to actually give exam for architect also, but it has quite some time. Okay, so these things, I hope you understand in what format you can create resume. And if you think that this video was useful, this video helped you to understand how to create resume properly, then make sure to give it a like, because I literally created this again. Okay, I made several modifications for you so that I can show you in a better way. Okay, so I hope this video was useful. If it was, then give it a like. If not, then don't give a like, that is also fine. Okay, so thanks for watching and have a nice day.